You are the new Vice President of the Sociology Division at Ivory Halls Publishing Company. The Sociology Division has many disciplines, such as introductory sociology, family, and gender issues. The company publishes several books in each discipline. Your assistant prepared a workbook listing the books and sales data. You need to analyze the sales data using subtotals. Before you use the subtotal feature, you must sort the data by the primary categories. Use the Sort dialog box to sort first by discipline, and then add another level to sort by area. The subtotal dialog box opens. The At Each Change In option is the discipline column, which is the primary way you sorted the list. Leave discipline selected and keep the default sum function. Select the checkboxes to add subtotals to the wholesale and retail sales columns, and leave the checkbox selected for the total book sales. Excel displays a subtotal row when it detects a change in the content in the discipline column, such as after aging/death. The wholesale, retail, and total book sales values are summed for each discipline. Cell L14 contains the subtotal function for the total book sales for the aging/death discipline. The first argument, 9, indicates the sum function, and L5 through L13 is the range of data, all books on aging and death, being subtotaled. You want to add another level of subtotals by area within each discipline. The subtotal dialog box opens. Select area for the column where you want to detect changes in data down the column. Remember that you had previously used area as a secondary sort. Leave the sum function and subtotal checkboxes selected, but deselect the Replace Current Subtotals checkbox because you want to add the area subtotal to the existing discipline subtotal. Excel inserts subtotal rows after each area. The formula bar displays equals subtotal opening parenthesis 9, L9, L14 closing parenthesis. Your data have discipline subtotals and area subtotals within each discipline. When you apply subtotals, Excel outlines the rows so that you can collapse the data to focus on particular totals, such as the subtotal rows for disciplines only. The outline symbols are to the left of the column headings. Clicking 1 displays the grand totals for the wholesale, retail, and total book sales. The other rows are collapsed. Clicking 2 expands the outline to show the grand totals and the discipline subtotals. Clicking 3 displays the grand totals, the discipline subtotals, and the area subtotals. Clicking 4 displays the entire outline again. The grand totals, subtotals, and individual rows are displayed. Now you want to outline the columns so that you can collapse data to show sales columns without the unit sales price or number of units sold. Outlining the columns enables you to collapse columns without having to individually hide them. Excel displays the message box, Modify Existing Outline, because it recognizes that an existing outline exists, the row subtotals outline. Excel maintains the outline subtotal rows and adds outlines to the columns. Horizontal lines and collapse buttons appear above the columns that contain formulas, columns H, K, and L. Outline buttons, such as the minus sign, display above the columns. You collapsed columns F through K to display disciplines, areas, and total sales by book title. You expanded the outline to show the columns again. You collapsed the outline to hide columns F and G so that you can focus on wholesale sales. You collapsed the outline to hide columns I and J to focus on retail sales. After sorting the dataset to organize data into categories, you can display subtotals. Then you can collapse and expand the subtotal data by clicking the numbered buttons in the top left corner of the dataset. You can apply an outline to group columns of related data so that you can collapse columns to show only aggregated data, such as the sales, rather than the columns leading up to the sale.